Hey there, it's Bootzone here. This is the Miele Novotronic W864 washing machine. I plumbed it in because my old Bosch washing machine that used to be in this location broke, and it's got a leak coming out of the bottom. Now it's all dried up because the leak came out yesterday, but I've got to get inside and have a look at where that leak's coming from. So I'm going to take off the top, take off the front potentially, and have a look. Okay, so to get the top off, there's two screws on the side, one here and one on the other side, and you just have to, then to get the front off, you open up the door and there's 1, 2 and 3 little stainless steel screws. You just take them out, the door opens up like a cupboard. You also have to open up these two screws here that are just hidden in behind the soap drawer. Now I'm wondering if it's possible to run this machine with the front open like this. And I guess there's only one way to find out. One would imagine that there's some kind of a safety feature, but, well, let's turn the supply back on. Let's turn the power on. Whoa, something's happening. It's doing a drain off finish thing. Wow, that's kind of dangerous, I would say. This is quite amazing. Okay, so I want to look for the leaks coming from it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off again. I'm going to put it to finish. I'm going to turn it on again. It's on finish. So I should put it onto something like a... I don't want there to be too much water in it, you see, because if there's too much water, well, obviously it's going to come out. Now I can always just turn it off whenever there's an issue. So let's put it onto a quick wash. Let's put it onto a 600 spin. Let's take off water plus because I don't want to make a mess. And let's just press start. Okay, so we're getting water in. Now I want to look for leaks. And I also don't want to touch any of the electronics. I've never run a washing machine with the front off before, and I can imagine this might make a mess. So there, the water's coming up. It's coming in through the drawer. Now, if there's a leak, I should be able to see it on this cycle. I did it on 40-degree regular wash before. I'm not sure what electronic things would be here, so yeah, there's power up there. I don't want to touch any of that. Oh, it's off already. It is splashing, so that's not good. Washing machine with no fridge. But that's kind of okay, because any splashes that come out of there, well, while they may hit the electronics, they shouldn't wet in behind. What I want to see is any leaks coming in here. So it looks like it's dripping here. Where's that coming from? So it's definitely got a drip coming from there. It could be from the element, or it could be from this piece of plastic here. It looks okay in there. So I put a rag up on top to protect the electronics, and occasionally I'm getting a splash on the floor, but this floor has a central drain on it, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm not really sure where it would be. It might be that the back of the pump isn't correctly attached. That's also a possibility. I'm sure I need to say this because there are always people out there who don't understand. Please don't do this. It's not good. It's not smart. you're liable to get electrocuted, especially if you touch the heating elements down here. They'll just fry you. You know, if there's electricity going through them, you're going to get a full jolt of that. You should never run a machine like this with the top off and the front off. It's a really stupid thing to do. Oh, it's going a bit faster now. That's making everything wetter. Let's get something underneath that. Now, I'm not too worried because all the water that's coming out the front, which is actually heating up nicely, is 40 degrees. And all the water that's coming out the front is it's not going to splash inwards. So what I'm looking for is something, say, down here. It's leaking. Oh, it feels nice and warm and soapy. I didn't put any soap in it. I'd say it's some residue from the previous wash. It's making some weird creaking noises, but I presume that's just belt action maybe. It's got steam coming out of it there. I don't know if you can see that in the footage, but steam normally means the water's up around 70 degrees, which is quite warm. I'm trying not to get splashed here, but I still can't see any water underneath the black hose there, which is where it was all leaky yesterday. It is making quite a mess. Should have thought of this ages ago. So it is a quick wash. Okay, so the pump's just come on and it's leaking out a load of water there. So there's some issue with the pump. Oh look, it's coming out the top here. Something's not quite right there at all with that. Something's not quite right with that waste outlet at all. Okay, so something's not quite right there. So it's pumped out, most of it onto the floor I guess, some of it out the waste. And we're going into a spin. So that's the end of the main wash cycle. Given that I've made quite a mess now, I'm going to close up the front. I'm not sure that I should be able to open the door with this on. I should probably just turn it off. It's probably just turned off, so it's off now. It's off now. And I've made quite a mess, which I've got to say I'm quite proud of. It's quite a smart way of doing business, I reckon. Right, so somewhere up here at the back it's leaking out of this thing. So I need to figure out what's going on. We are switched off now, so like, what is that thing? I guess I'm gonna have to pull this machine out and have a look. Alright, what I'll do is I'll post the video if anybody knows what this is and why it would be leaking. It's like a overflow valve or something. Let's get this off. There it is. Almost. There's a bit of snots in there. Clean on that side. It's got a little ball in it. I don't know what that's for. So why would that be leaking? I think there's a rubber washer meant to be in there. Now, where that rubber washer has gone is anybody's guess. But I do remember seeing it whenever I put this machine back together. I will bet. I'll bet that that's what happened here. I'll bet that's what happened. I've lost that rubber washer now. I'm going to have to find it. It's going to be somewhere in here. It was sitting on top of the Miele for a long time, and then everything got moved because I had to get the washing machines out. So my usually, well, partially clean workbench now is covered in stuff. So it was like a tap washer. A flat rubber washer. Could be anywhere. Okay. I'll dig something out and see what I can do. So in amongst all the mess, by sheer good luck, I remembered I'd kept the instructions that were hidden inside the front panel. And in with those instructions is this funny rubber washer. And I thought it was some kind of a suspension thing or something like that. But I have a feeling, I'd be almost certain that it fits perfectly in there like that. And it does. And so now I've got to get this back on. And it's got a twist. So I wonder, can I get the hose off? Yeah. I'm just pulling that with one hand. Alright, so that's the hose come off, that's that come off. So this goes on like this, locks into position, and then this hose goes back on like that. I have a sneaking suspicion that that will seal up everything and that will work. So what I'll do is I'll let it dry out. That's not the kind of problem you're ever likely to come across. I don't think that's going to happen to most people. You know, if you put it back together properly, you won't come up against that. So I'll put this back together properly, let it dry out, and then do another test wash in it. Yeah, that might have cured it. I think I've lost one of those screws. I'm moving stuff around. I think it's on the floor somewhere. So I've been thinking about this, and what I think is going on here is that this is some kind of a relief valve, that if there's too much water in this soap drawer, somehow when it doesn't come out the front, it can blow down this way, but because of that little ball it can't blow back up. But because the rubber seat wasn't there for the ball, when the water was getting pumped out, it was reaching this point before it was reaching this point up here on the pump out hose. So obviously some water might have come out there, but this would have been under pressure from the pump out water and would have blown out water as it did. I think that's what was happening. So yeah, I think that's the problem solved. Alright, thanks for watching, see you later.